Good evening. So I will be responding to Alyssa Poe's post, week 5 post, and I just like to say first I really appreciated the definition that you gave in the beginning of a female and how you said why does it have to be a female has to be associated with housework and common motherly stuff, and it's within gender roles. That's mainly what a woman is labeled to, being the housewife, or someone who doesn't do much, or she's just the counterpart to the man who makes all the money and runs the household and does all the things. And the way you throughout your post described, with our reading throughout the course, how that one, definition kind of trickles down into all these things, and how it could be, and how it's twisted around, or it's the opposite, or yet it relates, or either way you kind of trickle that down throughout your whole post. And I would like to say my favorite part of the post is how you analyze Medea and what what she went through, and how her emotional turmoil was like almost the definition of her, and yet she was this powerful woman. She was so powerful. She was strong, and she was determined to protect her children, and to just be there for them and be that mother. And yet it's kind of a struggle, because you want to call her a hero, but did she really, was she really a hero? Did she really save anyone's life? And I think what we can say is that, yes, this woman was powerful, and she was feared, and I don't know about admired, but I know she was definitely feared, especially by Creon. I'd say that what power did she really have? And it's like she had this whole lot of emotion, and I feel like if it was a story about a man, it wouldn't have been focused all around her emotion, and she wouldn't have such fiery emotions, and going through all of this. And this story, Hecuba, it's almost the same thing, except Hecuba, her it's like, I don't know how many kids she has, but it's a whole bunch of her children, and they die, and she's trying to fight for their lives, and she's like, begging to people to help her, and no one is she's like suffering, and she has all this just pain in her. And same with Medea, it's a lot of pain, and it's like, with women, why does pain have to be their biggest obstacle, or their biggest factor in them? Why is it pain? Why is it so emotional? And if they do have these power positions, why can't they just be powerful and strong, and not go through anything terrible? And it just questions gender roles, and the dynamics of it all. It just questions the playwright's vision of it, or view of it. Why do these things result in a woman being so emotional, or having a hard time, or something like that? But I mean, tragedy is a tragedy, and playwrights write what they know. But yeah, so I did really appreciate your post, Alyssa, and how you made things clear on how the audience was taking her Medea's experience, and how the gender roles and the dynamics play into that. And yeah, it's curious. I think when you look more into women of power throughout any era of art, it's always associated. I feel like it's a woman of power, but yet she doesn't have this much respect, or yet she has limited power or limited respect, or it's not. I feel like if it was a man, it would be no question of what power he has. And when it comes to a woman, it's always a question of her power, or her orders, maybe. Like with Clytemnestra and Agamemnon, the chorus didn't really, I don't want to say respect, but I felt like reading it a few times, it kind of, the first time I didn't get it, but after I've read Agamemnon a few times, and you just see the chorus they wasn't really banging with her. They kind of was just like, all right, well, you could say this, but we're waiting for our real leader, Agamemnon, to come back, and yeah, she replaced his position for just a few. No, I don't know how it was long. My children was long, but still, like, if she's in power, give her the same respect as you would Agamemnon. Or I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too deep. Maybe I'm getting too 21st century with it. But I don't know. That's how I felt. But yeah, that's all I have to say.